we have Nishant Sahoo. He scored 52 marks in INMO 2026, one of the toughest INMOs ever. Right, so there are we have the data with us of our students.
I mean, as long as you're having fun in the journey, you will stay motivated. The score doesn't define your journey, to be honest. So my experience in level 8, 9, 10 was I would say it's like pretty good. I will start with just looking off the paper, just looking at the paper. I had already identified the first column was like last year.
All right, guys. So, good evening, Jai Hind. I hope you're all well, fine, healthy, safe. We have Nishant Sahoo. He scored 52 marks in INMO 2026, one of the toughest INMOs ever. He was in a batch, VOS level 8, level 9, level 10 batch. He's a grade 11 student moving into class 12th. And this is how he's performed: 17, 17, 17 in first three problems. P4 1, P5 and P6. No, I think P6 you did not attempt also. But again, he's one of the very few students who scored 17 in problem 3. Right. So there are we have the data with us of our students, and I can tell you that there are, I think, 7 to 8 students who scored perfect score in problem 3, and he's one of them. So welcome, Nishant. And we also have Chetan sir with us, who's mentored Nishant in grade 8, grade 9, grade 10th. So Chetan sir, पहले आप बताओ कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
So first of all, Nishant, big congratulations to you. And अबेदा एक चीज बताओ, इस बार है ना, मतलब और किसी में हो या ना हो, बट दिल से यही इच्छा थी कि निशांत का जरूर इनमो, बिकॉज लास्ट ईयर भी है ना, मतलब ही वाज वेरी क्लोज टू क्लियरिंग इनमो, एंड इसने बहुत जेन्युइन प्रिपरेशन की थी लास्ट ईयर भी. आइडियली इसका लास्ट ईयर हो जाना चाहिए था, बट बिकॉज ऑफ सम रीजंस लास्ट ईयर थोड़ा सा मिस कर गया. बट यस, इस बार 52 पे वी आर वेरी श्योर ही विल बी एबल टू क्लियर द कट ऑफ.
So the cutoffs are yet to be out, but let's hope and let's keep our fingers crossed. So Nishant, how do you feel, first of all?
Sir, I feel nice. Like I do not see how to express that feeling exactly, but it feels nice to be here.
Yeah, this is expected out of all the math students, right? So they are not very expressive, but again, so you're going the similar way. Okay, but again, yet so close, yet so far. This was last year, right? So last year you had scored 25. Again, we expected cutoffs to be on the lower side. It was on the lower side. It was 30, 31. And we missed by 5 to 6 marks again. But again, there are a lot of students who feel dejected, the heartbreak is real, of course. And you came out stronger than ever, right? So 50 this year in IOQM, 58 in RMO, 52 in INMO. And again, what kept you motivating?
I mean, as long as you're having fun in the journey, you will stay motivated. The score doesn't define your journey, to be honest. So if you're enjoying the journey, and as long as you continue on it, we will eventually reach.
This is the line of the session, Very well done, Nishant. Very well said. So again, talking about your experience, Nishant, again, you are in grade 11th. How did you get into Math Olympiad? Very briefly.
So I got into Math Olympiad around 8th end. So I think this one, the NMTC organizers, AMTI has a camp in Chennai. So my parents were like interested in me. So they're like, okay, why don't you go this year and then we'll see. And there was, I think, a person who had given INMO from Karnataka 2 years ago. He was in 9th also, like 1 year older than me. And then I learned a lot from him. So, and I got motivated to start a mathematical journey. And then IOQM, that year IOQM I think was harder. Like 2023 IOQM was cutoff was 11 or just borderline for many states.
It was 14, something around 14.
So I was very lucky that I cleared that year. So, and then again, RMO also, I managed to luckily clear that year as well. So it was a nice experience. Even though I could not manage to go to the INMO TC of that year, it was a good experience to even give RMO and INMO of that year. So that started me on that. Then I think in my 9th grade starting, I joined VOS. Like nearly in the 8th grade INMO to like 9th grade starting, I joined.
So you joined level 8?
Level 8, yes. Level 8. So I joined level 8 then, and then so then my journey continued, and then I kept on working on harder and harder problems, and then it's just as long as I enjoy it, I had fun. That's all I can say.
Again, so since Chetan sir with us again, I have to ask you, how was the experience in level 8, level 9, and level 10? No, Nishant, this is for you. How was your experience?
Me. So my experience in level 8, 9, 10 was I would say it's like pretty good because we had very good classes. For example, the past INMO bodies who gave classes, those were the most beneficial because the people who have actually given the exam, they know exactly what can come and they'll give problems of similar type and harder and so on. And then the teachers, I remember there was this thought building problems or something we had in level 8. I still remember it because I remember I used to, so in the thought building problem, I will mute completely the class. It's like the problem will be given.
Oh, you spend more time.
And then if the class starts after that, they move on from the problem. I'll just like continue the class. I don't want to listen to the solution. And then at the end after that, I'll keep on thinking about the problem. So like I always liked that idea of thought building problem or like an idea.
So again, any particular INMO body that I mean who you were impressed with?
From VOS, I interact a lot with Mandar over the year.
Okay.
And I think Aditra, even though he was not an INMO body then, but he's also done very well this year, as you know. So
yes,
we've had a lot of like these loop solve sessions this entire year, which is like very nice.
Super, super.
I was impressed by, especially we have if you know Nanda, he's an INMO body.
He's in
last
UK.
year. So he's in Bangalore as well. So I managed to meet him, and then he like encouraged me or in what do you call it? Impressed me the most in this journey. Like his story is also
amazing. Super. Great. So Nishant, so let's also talk about briefly this INMO 2026 because 2025, 2026 INMO, I mean they were on the tougher side and we are expecting going forward and this is going to be the level students are going to face in INMO, which is very good, which is good for the students also and for the system also. So technically, when you saw the paper, what was the idea? How much time did you spend on deciding what problem to go first with? And by what time were you able to complete the first 3 problems?
So I will start with just looking off the bat of the paper, just looking at the paper. I had already identified the first problem was like last year, the P1, like the induction idea would probably be used. So like I didn't want to go into it first up because it's like very technical, you can say. If you make an error, it pays. So like so P2 and P3. So I thought P6. I didn't look at P6 properly, and I thought it was hard. So I just left that aside for now. And then I saw that P5 was this
geometry,
like 2023 type. What do you call it?
2023 geometry.
Transformation type.
Transformation.
P4 looked interesting, and then P2, P3, P4. So essentially, that was what I narrowed it down to in the first 10 minutes or 5 minutes. I'll go after that in the beginning. So I tried P2 first, and then I gave it 5 minutes. I gave it like 5 minutes to 15 minutes. And then I kind of got the idea, but like I was not sure about some details. So I said, I'll come back to it later. My plan was like every half an hour, I'll switch problems if I don't get as much progress. So like I went to P3 then. P3, I actually read the problem wrong. So off the bat, I thought the point M, whatever the K point was, I thought it was just a reflection. And then the problem was very easy. So I thought it was done and I was writing up my solution then.
Oh, and by what time did you realize, this is something that you've...
Yeah, so as soon as I started writing up the solution, I noticed that they mentioned this line AN, like angle bisector. But if it's just a reflection, you don't need that line. So I didn't understand why it's there. So while doing that, I noticed, the problem I have to solve is different. But in fact, that construction actually helps you to solve the problem. So that was a luck kind of, you can say. So P3, again, I had spent like 45 minutes starting to write up or drawing the diagram and whatever and getting that fake solve thing. And I realized, let's come back to it later because there's a chance I could fake solve it again in the head. So now I came back to P2. And then P2, I worked out the final details in another 5 minutes. And then I kept the write up to the end. I keep it thinking that the momentum is there. Let's keep the write up to the endish part. Then I went to P1 this time to see what ideas are used. So P1 off the bat, it took me like 10 minutes to get the idea. And then again, I was like, let's write up for later, because like it's going well, let's keep the momentum.
I mean, have you used this strategy before, or this was the first time you were using?
This
in the-
was probably, no, I've done it in 2 or 3 mocks, because
Okay.
it also depends on mock to mock basis. If like nothing is happening, then I start writing up. So,
Hmm.
I'm not getting items. So then I came back to P3. P3. So now by this time, I don't know, I think 1.5 hours should have elapsed.
Okay.
So another 3 hours left, I think. So I came back to P3, and then I realized that P3 was probably my best chance of solving a problem, because P4 and P5 and P6 was looking. P5 was obviously not looking close to me. So P3 and P4, if I would try, I would try those two. So P3, I tried for another, like I spent another half an hour, and then I got a very not that intuitive idea, but to try first isogonal lemma, I think it's called, a very specific lemma, which is not that in use. And I tried it, and then it just worked, clicked, you can say. So I was done with P3, and then I thought, let's start writing up now, because 3 problems in the line, if I don't write up, there's like no time left. So now I think 2 hours or 2 hours 15 minutes would have been done by now. So then I started writing up P3. And then we have to also prove that lemma. So I have to give that proof also. I had to like draw a new diagram, and it took a lot of time. So writing up P3 took me about half an hour.
Okay.
It should not, but it took me half an hour. Then I came back to P2 write-up, which was again half an hour or 25 minutes. So I think I had like 1 hour left, or a little more than 1 hour. So 1 hour 15 minutes I think I had left. And then I started writing P1. And halfway through P1, I realized my solution was in the completely wrong order.
Oh, okay.
I had put the claims in the completely wrong order, so it was not making sense. So I had to cut out the entire page and then rewrite it. And then my handwriting was terrible throughout the entire solution. So like, so after I finish it, I realized that this solution may not cut it, but I didn't have time. So 15 minutes or 20 minutes were left in that. And then finally, I looked at P4, P5, and P6. And then P4, I noticed that you can get partials if you can find some specific values or whatever. So I tried for 5 minutes, and then I got f of 1, just like whatever I had. And then I wrote that f of a prime is a prime power. That's all I managed to note. And then a few whatever claims I had. And then I closed P4. And then the paper ended.
Super. Amazing. So again, I'm sure this part we'll try to put this separately, so that so this is one major problem faced by a lot of students, right? So they might have the idea, one, they are not able to express that properly, not good in write up, and secondly, they're not good in managing things, right? So as you mentioned, you had already defined that, okay, I'm going to switch every 30 minutes, right? And so because this might be a strategy which might be working for you, it might not be working for others, but again, they need to try out different strategies to see what works for them, right? So and every student that we're talking to is coming up with different strategies. So again, these kind of sessions are definitely going to help a lot of students.
And in fact, for the viewers, Nishant has also cleared ZCO as well as NMTC stage 2.
Yes, so NMTC stage 2, Nishant, congratulations, and ZCO also. This is again for everyone that the only coding he did was in grade 6th, and then coding came back in grade 11th, and it helped him clear ZCO this year. Okay, so Nishant, what are the plans for the future?
So in the future,
are you preparing for JEE?
No, sir. I do not. I'm not looking to go into try preparing for JEE this year. Most likely, I'll probably try for ISI or CMI, map-based institutes.
So when do you take this call, Nishant, of not doing
like
JEE?
10th end to like 11th beginning, like around that time. The thing was, math Olympiads was really interesting to me, and then I was not that. I felt I was getting close, but I had a chance essentially. So it would be wise to keep on trying.
Incidents में याद आ रहा है अभी ना निशांत ने I guess 10 to 15 days prior to INMO exam, निशांत asked कि उसको exactly paper का experience लेना है. So we arranged an offline center for Nishant to give a mock test in the exam center only. So I hope Nishant उस experience ने काफी किया होगा आपको.
हाँ सर, help किया.
ये ना basically निशांत का क्या पॉइंट था, एंड वो मेरे को काफी जेन्युइन पॉइंट भी लगा। निशांत ने कहा कि सर मैं अलग अलग एनवायरनमेंट में पेपर को टेस्ट करना चाहता हूँ, पेपर को देखना चाहता हूँ, ताकि मेरा उस दिन कुछ फटे ना। तो मतलब दैट वाज अ गुड थॉट। तो फिर
गुड। आई मीन सो अगेन गुड दैट आई मीन इस तरह से थॉट्स आ रहे हैं, एंड अगेन एंड जितना हो सकता है वी आर ट्राइंग टू हेल्प द स्टूडेंट्स. So well done, Nishant, and congratulations to you, your parents, and everyone around you for this amazing score. Okay, and one thing again, which we ask to all these students who've been scoring consistently good scores, materials that you've used along the way in your math journey.
Materials. So
Books,
I think
yeah.
in ninth, when I started off, I had, before IOQM, I just did problems like IOQM ka past years. That's the best source for anything. Like just do the past year problems. You gain more knowledge than from probably any book, specific book if you want. So I think in that time I did IOQM probably past years. Then I moved on to RMO. I did not as many past years. I just wanted to try more problems. I don't know why. So I just went over there. And then books, specifically, I would say I think I touched EGMO, Ivan Chen's EGMO. I touched upon probably the first 4 or 5 chapters. And then I think books, maybe Rushal Bathur ka, what's that book?
Combinatorics.
Explorations. Yeah, combinatorics, that book. So that is actually very well written, to be honest. So if you at least have a look through that, you will learn a lot. So yeah, that is a very nice book as well. And then, I mean, I just did problems like IMO shortlists, APMO, mocks, etc., etc. So it's just problems. I feel you learn more from problems than anything else.
Awesome.
निशांत के केस में ना सर एक ही डाउट लग रहा था कि कहीं राइटिंग की वजह से प्रॉब्लम ना हो।
Oh, his writing is bad, is it?
मतलब नॉट एग्जैक्टली बैड, थोड़ा
I
सा
mean, it doesn't look from his scores.
Saying it's bad is an understatement, I think. So,
Okay.
I think just her PTM जो भी parent teacher meeting होता है, 3 टीचर तो बोलते हैं राइटिंग ठीक करना है.
But again, now you can show them your INMO scores, no? You tell them this is what HBCC feels about my. So I attempted 3 problems. I got 17 in all the 3. So this is what HBCC feels about my writing. Show it to them. Amazing. So well done, Nishant. Again, so one last thing. Again, as you mentioned, you were also, I mean, looking for math colleges, and of course, the best in the league in India are ISS EMI. So do you plan to write the tests, or via the INMO channel you plan to go?
First, the cutoff has not gone, so I can't say.
Of course, if considering that you will be able to clear the cutoff.
That decision, I think I'll take it as closer to the exam, depending on my situation. And
okay, awesome. Chalo. So thank you, Nishant, for the awesome minutes and the time that you spent here. And I'm sure this is going to inspire a lot of students, and they're going to get motivated by this. And wishing you all the best for the coming months. And hopefully, hope to see you again in more such sessions, more such celebrations. Take care. Bye, everyone. And again, for the viewers, if you have any questions related to his journey, and if you want to ask anything to Nishant, you can drop your questions in the comment section. I will make sure that Nishant answers them. Yeah. So, thank you, sir. Thank you, Nishant, sir.
Thank you.